Mike Moore Media.
On our media line, Neville Hall, the mayor of Eden. We get together once a month just to catch up on some things. Mayor, hey, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Well, I know one thing you wanted to mention, just had a successful, another one, shagging on Fieldcrest. That was great.
Yeah, it was. We had added some bands this year and some additional vendors, and got a lot of nice publicity off of radio stations, and just a big crowd. I met a lot of people that were from out of town, so the word got out, and it was very well attended. So another successful event.
Yeah, thanks to everyone. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then looking at the calendar, what's coming up next in the city?
Let's see. On the 19th of August, we have the Touch Truck that's in the Uptown Leesville section on Henry Street, and a very popular event that we started. It's probably been 8 or 10 years ago, and we clean up all the trucks in the city and the big machines and things to bring them out, and the kids climb on them and get to blow the horns and turn the sirens on, and it's grown into a very, very popular event, and kids look forward to it, and I think parents may too. So that's coming up, and it's turned into one of our major events, and looking forward to that.
Sure. Okay. Touch a Truck, and that's on Monroe Street. No, excuse me, Henry Street. Henry Street, the parking lot there, and that is August 19th. Yeah, it's a fun event. Okay.
Yeah.
I must have Monroe Street on my mind, and I do because the work is continuing, and it's looking great, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of changes going on up there. That's one of our busiest commercial streets in the city, and we've got a lot of strong long-term tenant businesses there, and more and more foot traffic there with people moving downtown for residents, and the sidewalks had definitely reached the end of their lives, and it was time to do some work and make those more safe and more attractive. And it's taken a while, like throughout everything in the last few years, construction-wise, everything seems to drag along, but we're making some good progress now on the sidewalks and the edges of curbing and things, and we'll continue to do that. And then the road will be paved, and it's going to look a whole lot better and be a lot safer for foot traffic. So we've had our street department, our public works department out there, and they've been putting in a lot of long hours in this heat. So we appreciate what they're doing there to improve that street and the whole area.
We certainly do. Do we have a timeline on that? Is that just about completed?
It looked. I was by there yesterday, and it looks like they are down the. Let's see. Let me get the directions right. Down the east side is finished, and on the west side they're up to about where it gets in front of the pork shop. So I mean, I would say they're 3/4 of the way done, I would guess. But again, it depends on material and what other jobs, emergency jobs come up, and normal maintenance they need to do. So, as far as spreading our staff too thin, we're doing it as we can, and just rolling along. So I don't know a date, but you can definitely start to see some major progress now.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Well, so thanks again to the city crews who are working so hard on that. Like you say, out in the heat. Yeah, this is a hot time to be out doing that kind of work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else in particular we need to mention? We've got a lot of things going on with merchants, not only in Uptown Eden, but all across the city.
Yeah, we have another dining option on the boulevard that I believe the grand opening is today. They may have been open already for a couple of days, but it's open there with authentic Mexican, and I looked at the menu. It's got some breakfast items and different choices. So that's exciting for the boulevard and the residents that are close by that have been there a long time, and then as well as there's some conversion of old buildings into residential uses on the boulevard, so they'll have a place they can walk to eat. So it's not just there, not just Washington Street, but the boulevard's having some activity, and of course Draper with the shagging on Fieldcrest looked really good down there for that.
Yeah, yeah. I was in that new Mexican restaurant 2 days ago. The second day they were open,
Uh-huh.
actually, and yeah, I think as you said they were having their own ribbon cutting today, and I think maybe doing some with the chamber coming up soon. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, glad to welcome in them, and they've taken that. I'm amazed that people go into these. Kind of reminds me of. Linda out on Meadow Road and what she did with that old tire store and made
Oh
it
yeah,
into a paint
same place.
studio. And it's amazing what
Mhm.
people can do with some of these old buildings that look so bad and they
Yeah,
turn them into something so nice.
absolutely, and that's what it takes for economic growth is investors being willing to take a chance and open a building, and then even more importantly, it takes the population to support it. So
Hmm.
it becomes a stable, long-term business, and that's what we got to do is stay here and shop local and eat local, and then these businesses that people do take a chance on have a better chance of making it and being here for the long term.
That's exactly right. Okay. Well, there are a few things we wanted to mention for sure. Anything else? This may be a short podcast this time.
Well, I guess in some ways mirrors our monthly meeting last week. We had our council meeting. We really didn't have but 3 or 4 items on the agenda, a couple of rezoning issues, and then, like I say, we had a very brief meeting then, which sometimes leads to a brief podcast between us. But
Hmm.
we got the Grown and Gather is another city event that's coming up August 10th, but it is sold out. So
Yeah.
that one's down on the canal. That's a popular event, as you know.
Hmm.
Obviously, it was sold out already. But, just moving along, keeping up, like we're in the middle of event season, it seems like. And our group does a great job with the planning and organization, and they run smoothly, and they're nice events, and it's obvious by the crowds that turn out. So.
Yeah. I noticed the signage that's gone up from the county, I guess, concerning the river access points. That's changed here in the last little while.
You know, I don't know how recently it's changed, but I saw it last night for the first time. I was coming back in town and I saw a sign, and I actually thought about turning around to see what it said because it caught it out of my eyes. I was driving by, but so maybe you noticed them as the same day they went up because I had not noticed them until this one particular one until yesterday on Washington Street. So,
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just happened this week.
yeah, okay, but yeah, and one of the things in the city manager's report was at the beginning was the importance of wearing life jackets on the river. I mean, now it's prime river floating season, and you need to have. If you don't have it on, you need to have access to a flotation device because things can change quickly on the river. But we're lucky to have the access points that we do. That makes it a little bit safer getting in and out, and hopefully people take advantage of our two rivers and use them and enjoy them and keep them clean and stay safe on them. That's one of the things we're trying to emphasize is the safety issue.
That's exactly right. And then there's some nice cool spots on some of those nature trails and greenway trails around too.
Yeah, we do have some nice greenways. That's something that people who visit from out of town and have a chance to go on the greenways always compliment how neat ours are. That they run beside beside rivers and streams, and it's just a peaceful place to go on the ones we have. And hopefully, the long-term goal is to continue to expand those and connect them so that you can get around on using greenways throughout most of the city.
It seemed like I read years ago that I know there's a mountain to coast trail, and there are all kinds of trails around our state. Of course, this is the year of the trail, so a lot more emphasis there. But isn't there a plan in the works to connect maybe even our trails here in North Carolina to trails in Virginia?
I think so, and I think that I know one of the things that the city's looked at and continues to consider and would love to see it's called Rails to Trails. It's where they take abandoned rail beds and make those into bike trails or walking trails, and that's a popular regular use for old railroad beds, and I think that would enable you to connect, like you say, into further geographic areas if they are, tied together by old rail lines. That would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mayor, always good to talk to you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time, and we'll chat again next month for sure.
All right. Thank you, Mike. You have a good weekend.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's Neville Hall. He's the mayor of Eden, and our program is on the fourth Friday of the month at about this time in the afternoon. So if you miss some of the goings-on around the city and maybe city council meeting each month, then you can listen to this podcast and get caught up on some things there. As he just said, kind of a brief meeting in July, just a few things that were covered in that. And July meetings are sometimes like that with municipalities. Let me remind you to shop local, support our hometown businesses. And one of those is Uptown Pharmacy, right there on the corner of Washington and Hamilton Streets. The folks there, Corinne Brooks and her staff at Uptown Pharmacy, ready to help you with all of your prescription needs. And they have that convenient drive-through at the back of the building. And then inside, you'll find it very welcoming with the shelves well stocked with whatever you need, all kinds of supplies and first aid and vitamins and supplements and everything you need right there, one stop at Uptown Pharmacy. So please see Corinne and shop local with her. And then we have Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust on Kings Highway. This is a business that's been going for over 30 years, started in Uptown Eden and now out on Kings Highway, as I mentioned. Quality work, affordable prices. They specialize in exhaust and custom and stock exhaust. Well, they really do all automotive work. They have NC state inspections, interstate batteries, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. They do take a lunch break. That is Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust. And we were talking a moment ago with the mayor about that new authentic Mexican restaurant on the boulevard in Eden. And we're delighted to have Camila's Bakery and More. And we have a great Hispanic family-owned business there that's opened on Kings Highway in Eden. And they have all kinds of homemade cakes and donuts and cookies and cupcakes and all of those good things, cinnamon rolls, homemade fresh fruit popsicles, 48 flavors of ice cream, a wonderful selection of fresh water, Mexican drinks and lemonades and things like that too, and traditional Mexican candies and chips. And they can help you with bill paying right there too, all in one stop. That's Camila's Bakery and More in Kingsway Plaza, Eden, and they're open every day. Please support our hometown businesses.